Let's go.
Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Eric July and the Rippaverse Detractors, as they are literally retarded on levels I couldn't even possibly comprehend. And joining me in this video to talk about Eric July, aka the Rippaverse Detractors, is Mr. Renown Zero. As people say, you're the biggest Eric July simp on the internet.
So yeah.
And if you guys want to go subscribe to his channel, links are going to be in the description box below. He's almost at 2,500 subs, and also I'm gonna leave a link in the description box below. You can also follow him on Twitter as well. Go give him a follow and go sub to his YouTube channel. So I've been telling you guys that I was going to do another Eric July Detractor video for a while. I just got really busy. Basically, my main channel started blowing up. The comic ones started doing very well. I started doing, more podcast episodes. But we are here now to do it for you guys. And I told Renown Zero on his stream that we do one. And maybe, who knows, we might do this, bi-weekly, once every month. Who knows? If you guys actually enjoy it, gotta hit the like button, subscribe, comment, show the interaction actually. So the last thing that really broke my brain was that buy now, pay for. And then Eric July decided to do something that was pretty good, all things considered, right? $5 sale. That's the one thing I really want to focus on. Then we'll do like the EVS and other people actually, because these people are literally retarded on levels my brain can't handle anymore. Okay.
Legitimately.
So $5 sale. This is basically what happened. So Eric July did a $5 sale for the Rippaverse. Now, there's things in context to understand for people, because every single detractor in their fucking mind decided to lie and slander things that they literally do not even understand. So even on the original Rippaverse website, it told you specifically what was a main cover, or cover A or B or C or D, and the ones that will be reprinted versus the ones that won't be reprinted. Usually, if something said the main cover, it literally said in bold print, this cover will be reprinted, okay? So what I'm referring to is when Eric put ISOM #1 cover C up for sale, people said, well, I bought that for like $35 and now it's $5. You invested money into a mass print book. Keep in mind, he didn't sell ISOM #1 cover A or B. This is cover C. That's a mass print. I'm just telling you right now, if you're a collector and you invested into a mass print comic book, you are fucking retarded, and I will never take money advice from you ever. Then the other books on the campaign, which was the EVS cover and the Shane Davis one, wasn't there for ISOM #2. So those books, even on the new website, it clearly states what is a exclusive cover, as far as like this cover will not be reprinted versus what will be reprinted. The one that will be reprinted for ISOM #2 and Alpha Core is the cover where ISOM, it's the skull in the background and him holding a stat, him holding that pole. Yeah. And the Alpha Core one is the one where, it's got, if I Mark Evans, I think, right? It's the one where Ryan's flying like those are mass print, guys. Those are going to get reprinted as it stated on the website. And first of all, most of the sale, most of it was just clothing items. The hat right here. There's the Catch Street shirt, the Blood Ruth shirt, bunch of posters and everything. People are going to understand. Just think about it this way. Your financial situation is not what someone else's, and no one's financial situation is the same, give or take, however your walk of life is. I can't tell you what yours is. Only you know what your financial situation is, right? So there's ways of making money right now and also making money down the road. So people up front, like me, like you, like LG, all of us invested when Eric started the company. But there's people that just can't do that, guys. There's people with like 6 kids working like 2 to 3 jobs between both parents. Some that might even have one parent. They might just not be able to afford it right then. And then a couple years down the road, when these products are like, a couple years older, he does a sale and they all bought it out. We know that was the case with a lot of people financially, because I'm not getting political, but we know inflation right now is really high and it costs a lot of money to buy stuff right now and pay your bills, right? The sale ended off at $60,000. That means that he not only made money up front way back then, but he also made money right now. Okay, I don't know where people get in their brains where somehow you buying an item for off clearance sale is bad. Keep in mind what I just said there. All that matters is making money. He made $60,000 in a week. Do you know what I would do if I made $60,000 in a week? Man, you know how many Amaranth's OnlyFans I'd be able to sub to? I'm just kidding, guys. Just kidding. You know?
Hey, I even got in on that $5 sale for a couple posters and shirts that I didn't get originally. And I had, the Rippaverse #2 campaign was going on, so I was able to save on shipping because I got to get all my $5 items plus the Rippaverse in one order.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, if you yourself have a problem with the $5 sale, you can never buy that logic ever. Buy a trade paperback, go to Dollar General, go to a 99-cent store or any clearance store, right? So for people that brag about comics, there was that one guy that said, oh, my $35 in comics are, it's wasted. First of all, ISOM #1, cover A and B have never been reprinted. And before people say, well, didn't he sell them back on Rippaverse Day? Yes, he sold them on Rippaverse Day. Those aren't reprints. That's stock that he said he was keeping over for special events, such as cons or meetups, or whenever they do something special for the Rippaverse fans or anyone that want to get more involved with the company. That's it. Those are not reprints. The ISOM #1 covers you saw on Rippaverse Day was the same shit they had. There was no reprints. I don't know where that's been said. That's just a fucking lie. You're retarded if you believe that, and your mom should have swallowed you. The third thing also is, okay, let me just break it down this way for comic book people. You invest in 2 comic books, single issues for about, let's say 5 issues, right? That's a complete story arc right there, which would equal to a trade, right? Okay, so by that logic, you yourself can never ever buy a trade paperback because those are reprints of what you just bought monthly. And guess what? They're actually selling them for more. You know, $20 for a trade is what it would equal for 5 issues. DC and Marvel do that weekly. Constantly.
Just recently, they put out the Amazing Spider-Man trade paperback for $20, which covers issues 1 through 6.
Yes, I'm just telling people, or let's use All-Star Superman since that's the Superman movie book that it's gonna be based on, movie directed by James Gunn. All-Star Superman has not only been printed in trade, omnibus, absolute cover, and just recently it had a DC Compacts comic reprint where they took every issue and brought them down to manga size form. So every single person that invested into All-Star Superman when it first started, well, I guess you might be pretty mad at DC, right? Oh, wait, there isn't, because it's only just when Eric July does something, we got to bitch and moan about it. DC just, I even showed you on your stream, the Batman Volume 1, I Am Gotham Rebirth, the Tom King version, DC literally reprinted the same book that you can buy right now off Amazon for $3. I know I have it. They reprinted that book and tried to sell it at $20. Where's the outrage about that? Where's all the people out there that bought that DC Rebirth book by Tom King and now DC's selling that shit for a new version? This is the same shit. I looked at everything. It's the same shit. It might be the biggest ripoff I've ever seen ever in comics history. Oh, wait. No one does that. Everything Eric July does is wrong, right? Keep it factor in. The Rippaverse, at the end of the day, is an indie comic book company. Marvel and DC would do more harm to the industry just by in general than he could ever do. And to see this many people getting this buttered over a $5 sale, the man made $60,000. Someone said, well, why doesn't I'll just wait until he just like does another sale? What's wrong with the company doing sales even if they do? There's plenty of business that Walmart does sales every day. Target has sales every day.
Go to any store because every store does sales every day. Because you know, people could just literally walk into a Target. They have a clearance rack.
Yeah. That was the fakest outrage ever. I've never seen something like that ever. It was just so disingenuously bad. Like, I'm going to understand that the ways you make money vary in different ways, as the comic book industry does. DC and Marvel know, or Image or Dark Horse or whoever, they know there are people that are going to invest in the single floppies, and then there are people that are going to only invest into like the trades and the omnis and the hardcovers and all that stuff. It's making money at the moment you need to make it and making money later on. But did you want to say anything else about the whole $5 sale that just blew your mind? Because that was one that was like, people are this mad? That's crazy.
One of the biggest things that is really weird is the fact that even someone like, good old Dick Masterson wanted to sit up there and he literally tweeted out, was like, well, the biggest Rippaverse fans must be really upset right now. I just go ahead and I'm like seeing them like, I'm going to just quote tweet you and go, no, me and Bruce, Bruce Flash, we're just fine. The guy who literally just buys a crate for himself, every single time. It's like, yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah. I mean, they literally made a gimmick like comic page of Brian Solari carrying a crate that said Bruce's package on the crate. So I mean,
it's so crazy that remember when the company first began, people said, why didn't Eric just sell this 96-page book, which would basically just be a trade or a graphic novel? Why didn't you just sell it for $5? Eric says, here's the main cover, $5, just for you to get in. Oh no, but why are you're disrespecting the original? You just can't win. What happened to those original people? You're supposed to sell it for $5. But yes, just sell it for $5, bro. You just lose money, bro. Like,
oh no, you just had Niobe who literally said, I wouldn't even buy it at $5. He literally said that. Meanwhile, he's sitting there with a bunch of campaigns nobody cares about. But over some oh, I made an X-Men ripoff. It's like if I want to go read X-Men, I'll just go either read X-Men or just go buy My Hero Academia. They do it better, and I could just grab book 1 off the shelf, or I can buy a collected box with all the issues in it and call it a day.
The next thing to bring up, actually, what you guys want to start about most of the videos, EVS. So EVS basically has been spurging out, acting like a complete retard ever since he revealed those DMs that him and Eric shared.
Oh, the text message.
The text message, yeah, a while ago. And ever since then, he's been spurging out. I even told him one time when he was talking about that Immortals Rise of Comic situation, I said, hey, man, I was optimistic because you guys know I'm the eternal optimist. Maybe I was hoping this would happen, but it didn't, obviously. I was hoping that maybe they just kind of would, mend the bridges would be not burned and it would kind of mend. That didn't happen at all. I said, hey, maybe you guys might find some common ground at some point and you move on from this and you still be friends. He even said thank you, honestly, by the receipts. But that didn't happen, guys. That shouldn't happen. Hey, I know I'm an optimist, but you gotta always hope. You don't always want to hope for the worst. But in this case, it happened. He is just a complete fat, worthless fucking retard. He's actually just trash.
Yep, and now you're at Trashcast 116.
He is? Oh, I stopped keeping count.
Yes. He stopped keeping count. Even in one of the streams, like right at the beginning, he's like, I'm not gonna officially call this a trash cast. This will be number 95, but I'm not gonna call this a trash cast because it's just kind of a chill thing. It's like, we know why you don't want to. It's because you don't want to look like a absolute lowcow and a fool making all these live streams about somebody else being successful. Just like you created Friday Night Trash.
That he stopped doing.
Which he stopped doing. And then he called it, it's funny because he called it The Real FNT.
He stopped that at like, what, 14 episodes?
He did one recently. No,
he did? Okay, the last one I saw, I was like, wait a minute. So he has a trash cast that's reminiscent of Yellow Flash's show, Flashcast, but he says that they're zeros and that he doesn't think that they actually involve in culture. What's crazy is I never understood this with his mindset. Apparently they're zeros, but he took their show names and basically parodied them for his own show. But they're zeros.
Because he said that he was doing trash casts to steal Yellow Flash's audience that he never stole.
And that's the crazy part is that we're at this point now where basically he'll bring on like Shane Davis. Guys, long story short, Shane Davis is just a loser. Like he is just like, God, how would I say
Shane
this?
Davis is just a typical NPC.
He's like that sidekick to like that main villain, and he's always getting knocked around. Like, shut up, just get away from me.
He's Finster from Power Rangers.
Pretty much, yeah. He's like gold. He's not really gold.
No. He's gold. He's Finster because every time he makes a monster and it gets blown up, he gets smacked around. So I mean,
like Shane just goes on there and just says the most dumbest shit. Now, kind of the story with him, he just kind of goes on his own strength, just doing the same thing Ethan does. Recently, he did a thing where he was like, he ripped the cover off ISOM #2, and his cover was cover B, I think. And he got mad at cover C. He got mad at Eric because Eric priced it at $100, and I was like, oh my God, guys, if you do contract work and someone sells your contract work for whatever they want, just as long as you're paid, they can do that. If he didn't like the deal that he got, he should have just said something then. But he didn't because he's a fake piece of shit.
Which makes it even funnier because he first complained that he had to pay $100 for his cover, so he wasted $100 and then ripped it.
Yeah. That's retarded. If he didn't like the deal that he got, he's independent, guys. He's in the indie scene. He could literally just be like, hey, Eric, I don't like this deal. Could we like Can we negotiate? He didn't do that back then. He was cool with Eric, and then when EVS turned on Eric, he turned because he has no mind for himself. He is just straight up a loser. I hate people like that more than EVS for simply because of this. Even though EVS is dementally insane, at least he's doing it on some weird level on his own, right? I somewhat still believe that. He's just always been a snake in the grass. This is just who he is, right? Shane is just a follower with no coherent mind of his own, and he just does whatever Ethan says. I don't believe for a second he has any mind for himself. He's just actually a follower. That's worse than basically even being on whatever EVS is doing. He's just worthless. He says Eric overpriced his comic. This man has a $600 CGC for his Inglorious Rex book. Like, get the fuck out of here. Yep. Trash.
Even the CGCs for the Rippaverse aren't even that much. And
yeah, they're like 180 max, honestly, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing with EVS is that he's been just not only spurting out everything Eric does. I'm talking like tweet, any stream, video, anything he does. Ethan is always talking about it. That's how you know Eric lives rent-free in his head. And everyone always tells him, people will still tell him in this comment section, he'll block you, but that's just what he does. He's a fucking piece of shit. He's like, well, I don't have a grudge against Eric July. I don't hate him. Oh,
116 Fastcast later. And the thing about it is that out of the three people, you know, between Ethan, Shane, and John Malin, Shane is the one that gives you the book on time and actually makes good stuff.
I'll give him that. He does deliver on time. Yeah, he does.
Exactly. And he makes good stuff. And I even told him myself, I was like, I didn't even give you, I never even gave you, they gave him shit for him having an injury with his drawing arm when he was doing Inglorious Rex 2. Mm-hmm. He was a month late because he had to get surgery on his drawing arm. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I never faulted him for it, ever.
Yeah. The only thing I would fault him for is just being a fucking shitty, useless NPC. He's with work ethic, I can tell is there. He's just jealous that Eric is just doing better, which is just like, dude, you do fine. I want people to understand. I have interviewed a lot of indie people, actually, especially when it comes to like the creator side of it. A lot of them don't do as well and kind of just break even or have to pay out of pocket to finish their book. He's not in a position where he ever has to do that. He's not in a position where he has to pay out of pocket to finish his book. His books actually do very well. So to be in that position and still be jealous because another kind of like 1 percentile is better is just so disgusting. It's just stupid, honestly. He says Eric doesn't promote other smaller people. Meanwhile, this man was on Eric's channel getting promoted. Like, that was another thing. Eric doesn't promote smaller creators. He always did. People just didn't do the basic surface level research to do it. He promoted Rini, Kevin Grievous. Shane was on his channel. The Saskas were on there when they're not really underknown, but he got a lot more eyes on them for people that obviously would not know them. Ethan was on there several times, right? There's plenty of Razorfist has been on there. Graham Nolan has been on there. Okay. Graham Nolan goes on. Constant King. Chuck Dixon was on there. Yep. Mike Barron's been on there. So people that said he didn't promote other indie creators, even some of those guys, Chuck Dixon, Graham Nolan, Mike Barron, those are big names. Those aren't even really indie people, honestly.
Was it Jimmy Palmiotti? Right?
Was on there as well. Yep. Ton of people were on there.
Who was that one guy that, like what was that other black guy that was on there?
Was it Kevin Grievous? No, was it him? No.
Yeah, him. Yeah.
Yeah, he went to the Underworld series. Another person. And then people. Recently, EVS just had this as a tweet to show you guys, and we'll go over Rippaverse Goalpost anyway. But this was one where people say, "Oh, he doesn't hate Eric July." Guys, I think a tweet like this would show otherwise. Eric July is miserable. First of all, that's just disingenuous as fuck right there. Your Ethan himself is miserable. He talks about Eric every day. Remember how he told you that he was the one? He's the reason why he's talking about the Rippaverse this much is because he feels like he's saving indie comics. I hope you don't understand what the hell how stupid that sounds. You can't save indie comics. Crazy. He doesn't block, and I'll respect that. You know, it's whatever, I guess.
I don't know if you'll do it live, but you gotta read. You gotta read the tweet that was screenshotted where he literally says, "I'm down here at the bottom, and I'm taking out losers as I'm down here." It's on Rippaverse Goalpost. It's on Rippaverse Goalpost. It's the funniest thing. Rippaverse Goalpost blocks the name up, but I already saw the tweet. I even typed it in. I was like, "That's EBS." Just so you guys know.
That's the crazy part is that he calls Eric July miserable. I guess the only thing that Eric would be miserable about is because he had his recent surgery. I mean, that would make anybody miserable. But outside of that, when you guys see Eric on stream, does he look miserable? I know people criticize him and the whole ass thing, but guys, some people just don't show emotion in the way you want. That doesn't make them miserable. Some people just don't emote the same way. You know, I think people read way too much into that. The show that he does with Az, the Rip and Silverback, people have mentioned the fact that he's not as animated as heels versus baby faces. Why does he have to be? I'm not trying to be some like, oh my god, guys, gonna put a dildo in my ass. Like, no, guys, I'm just gonna be a stationary talk person. You know, all of his comics are underperforming his expectations and hopes. Really, they are. That's why he keeps making them. Obviously, you dumb fat fuck.
And that's why he keeps out. And that's why he keeps outdoing you in your most recent projects. Your last 4 projects have done worse than even Gooding as side character. That should make you feel terrible.
Oh, keep in mind, the Horseman, I think as of today, it's made what, 400K or 410K around that range.
They said it's actually close to 500K.
That right there has outperformed all of his little CG Comicsgate weirdos that he promotes.
Like his I don't know, his car rap that he did.
Yep.
His action figures he's doing now. On the fact that he's fluffing the numbers of Cyberpunk 3 with more Blood Honey variants.
Keep in mind, guys, what we just did there. The CG King stream he has with some known names there. Eric July's outdoing them too. I bet he's really mad about that. Man, how is this black guy outperforming even other people like Graham Nolan? Graham Nolan doesn't care, guys. And Shane is too, because Shane and Graham. Well, Shane does. Graham doesn't care. Graham just is happy just to get money for his project because he knows how much of a great position he's in. Yeah, and good writer as well. Yeah, and he has to maintain a front. No, that's you. He was supposed to be making $10 million per project by now. Okay, guys, no comic ever has made $10 million ever.
Now, in my video, what I said about that is that obviously it's an over-exaggeration. He's just being hyperbolic, and he's kind of being a little trolly, obviously.
Like, this just makes no sense. He was supposed to be making $10 million. That's just like stupid. ISOM number 1 peaked out of what, 3.7? ISOM 2 was like 2.7, 2.3. Yeah, like people gotta understand, doing multi-million-dollar comic campaigns the way he did back to back to back. That's probably the peak of where indies will ever be at. There's no one reaching that every time soon. It's 4 campaigns in the multi-millions. Every other project after that, just as long as it does like more than 200K, it's probably fine. To be honest with you.
If you're combining, ISOM 1, ISOM 2, Alpha Core 1, and Yara, that's 10 million.
Yep.
So, somewhere around there.
And then we're going to go to Rippaverse goalposts right here. Give me 1 second, everybody. Rippaverse goalposts. Because there are some people here that were extremely going off today. Vaughn's been going off. There's that guy. I forgot his name. What's his name? Oh, my goodness. Richard, whatever his name is. Rich Lee. That guy's fucking just ridiculous. Lee. Yeah. Oh, my God. What am I doing?
Just type in Rippaverse goalposts.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, sorry. Why did I type in the wrong thing? Sorry, guys. I'm black. I can't read CNN.
Rich Lee is the one that Rich Lee is dumb.
Okay, this was the one.
There it is, right? That's the tweet right there. That's literally EVS right there.
It's weird that it's blocked out. I don't know if Rippaverse GoPost did that, but that's just okay.
I'm sure.
Dude, I used to work with Grant Morrison and Jeff Johns. Oh yeah, the Jeff Johns part kind of gave it away. Yeah.
No, but I mean, I saw the tweet before. I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it on because I believe Night Ronin was the one that screenshotted it and put it up. But yeah,
now I have to interact with scum like John De La Rose and Matt Barr. That was the fall from grace. I'm just bitch smacking some losers while I'm down here.
Yeah, Matt Barr and JDA, who have both put out projects. Matt Barr, who put out Rock and Roll Ninja with legendary Chuck Dixon and Real Boy Zach, and then you have John De La Rose currently doing Hidden Empire, which was promoted in an indie video that Eric put out. That obviously a bald-headed, liver-spotted weirdo thought it was, it wasn't good enough because it wasn't the indie creators he wanted promoted in said video. It was, why is it that every person that Eric is promoting in the video, someone that he's ball washing or they're ball washing him? It's some weird homoerotic fantasy they seem to have.
Yeah. They bitch and moan about Eric not promoting anybody, but then he does. They still gotta complain because it wasn't the people that he wanted to promote. Speaking of people that he promoted, I was there. I was with Matt Barr when they were talking. When EVS would constantly promote Matt Barr constantly. Now he doesn't like him because he doesn't agree with his opinions. That's what EVS does. Basically, if you're on his side, he'll say like, this comic book looks the best thing ever. This is the best thing ever. He won't even talk about Godlight from John Malin. He said, oh, I read it. I liked it. Didn't say why he did. He would for sure tell you why he didn't like Eric's stuff in detail, but he doesn't tell you why he liked John's stuff in detail. He'll say he read Inglorious Rex, not talk about it. Like everything on his side, best ever. If it's on the other side, it's trash. Disingenuous piece of shit.
Yeah, kind of like how when the moment he turned on Rini, he said Dino King was better than Fiendish.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
After he said Fiendish was great.
Good old Rich Lee. This guy, this is one of the few detractors I had to block because he's just so retarded, guys. I don't usually block people. I really try not to. But if you're as dumb as this guy, I gotta just no. I
have him muted, so I get what you mean.
It's just his opinions were just so bad. It's like, dude, like what is wrong with you?
This is one of the worst things he's ever. This is the one of the worst opinions he's ever said. Was this?
Why the fuck are people gargling Joe Bennett's balls? What's up with these guys and gay stuff? I'll never understand.
Homoerotic every time.
He's a never was nobody. He was fired from the comic book industry. A lot of people know who that is. Okay. His most relevant work is Immortal Hulk. Even if it was, let's use it for argument's sake. Even if it was, who cares? That's more relevant than anything you'll ever do. That right there, everyone knows him just for that. All that matters in life is being known for that one thing, whether it's good or bad. Debatably, hopefully, it's something good. Well, if he's only known for that, that's good.
Well,
better than anything Rich has ever done.
But I mean, if you're only known for just drawing Muhammad and being a bitch and complaining and crying about an Eisner you didn't win, that's different.
Oh, that other guy you're talking. Yeah. Oh God, Bosch. That guy was trash.
Bitch Boston.
Bosch came out of nowhere, pulled EVS's pants down, put his dick all the way in his mouth to his esophagus, and sucked him off to the point where it's like, dude. And people say, oh, but he's done good work in the indie scene. No, he hasn't. No one's heard of this guy. He literally just came out of nowhere. Anyone that says they knew him before is lying to you. He literally just came out of nowhere, writing paragraphs, love letters for EVS.
It's interesting because Graham Nolan said that he's a somebody. He called me a knucklehead because I called Bitch Boston a comic tourist.
Yeah, that's
care.
One of the
that's care, but
that's one of the few times I thought, Graham, you're capping. No one knows who this guy is. Because most people in the indie scene, they know each other. Like, you know each other despite maybe beefs going on. You at least know who that person. I've never heard of that guy. I'm not joking. I've never heard of Bosch, but he came out just writing 3-paragraph love letters to EVS, being like, "Whoa, God, EVS is so much more experienced in the comic industry than Eric July does." Guys, do you know that there are NBA players right now in the league that have been there for like 10 years and have done fuck all? Just because you've been in an industry longer does not mean you're some like god of it or whatever. That does not mean anything.
I've always said that even about real work. It doesn't matter how long you've been at a company. Someone could easily come up right behind you and do better than you and been there for a less amount of time.
This part right here. And Chuck Dixon has always been mediocre. That's how you know he's just capping. People only talk about Bane. Guys, he literally created Tim Drake. Okay, created Tim Drake. That right there seals it at all. Okay, he's a one-hit wonder. He created Tim Drake, but like he's a 2-hit wonder. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Okay, you people are just like retarded. Apparently,
you had to be there when JDA was going through this tweet, and he literally went through every single project that Chuck Dixon has ever wrote his entire career.
I even just bought something from him recently. The Rockin'. Did you buy the Rock and Roll Ninja?
Rock and Ninja.
Yeah, about that. He's not a legend or all-time great. Tom Taylor on Facebook, when the Mark Waid situation was going on with the beef between Mark Waid and some other people, even Tom Taylor respects Chuck Dixon, even called him sir. So you know Chuck has earned the respect of people, okay? If you think Chuck's mediocre, if anyone thinks Chuck Dixon's mediocre, I know you're a comic tourist, and I know I'm noted that not to your opinion is anything worth.
I mentioned it in my video as like, these guys don't realize that people really enjoyed Alpha Core #1 because it was the best book. Because it was written by Chuck Dixon. I personally, it's my favorite. And
so far, for me, until the Horseman comes out, which I think
people literally were like, "Oh, Chuck Dixon is on this book. Okay, I'm gonna back Horseman too." And I knew Chuck Dixon was on the book since February when it was first announced.
Yeah, and I hope people also don't understand. Chuck Dixon's name being on a book means it will sell. Automatically means it will sell by far. Vonster, another ball-licking EVS gargler. I don't get why Eric uses animation as a carrot to get people to become members.
Just remember, this is the same guy who literally reviewed Yaira by watching someone else's review. And then said it was a girl boss book.
He also said Yaira should have not killed a dude trying to grape her. And then he said the Punisher wouldn't have done. Bro, talk about being a tourist. Do you know what I really think?
And then he got destroyed by two of my viewers on the Punisher, which are Master Hobo and Transformers fan. They absolutely destroyed him, and that's why they're now considered the Monster Slayers. And both of them got blocked by this clown as soon as they found out he didn't know shit about who the Punisher was.
He literally told, I think, Transformers fan, he was like, would the Punisher really do that? Putting someone's head through? You know the Punisher is.
Do you know who the Punisher is, bro?
He's called the Punisher for a reason, brother. And you know, I think, man, I think a lot of these people, like what we know Katie did for sure, is not a comic fan. She's a fake fucking e-thought.
Her favorite book is Omega Storm. No, sorry, her favorite book is Black Riding Hood. Remember that.
You know what I think?
Book comics that she literally said that she buys the comics for her children. Meanwhile, Black Riding Hood is not a children's comic. They literally in that book. I don't know if it's that book or if it was Omega Storm. I think it was Black Riding Hood, where literally John dedicated severing a woman's head and dedicated it to a comic book writer that he does not like in the industry. He said, "This is you." In this book.
You know what the crazy part is that I've always thought? I think a lot of these guys never even were into mainstream comics or even collected them. I think they only watched it through EVS's lens and they've only been indie. Because you talking about anything mainstream related, their tourist opinions just keep popping up. It's weird how that works, though. I think they've only seen it through his lens. They've never read comics. They've never even collected them. They only know what they know through like YouTube videos, I think.
Right.
Because the way they talk about it, it's like, bro, you can also admit you don't know, and that's fine. Like, not everyone knows everything. That's just a fine thing. But don't act like you know what the mainstream does, even to a small degree. I don't know anything.
And the funny thing is, I had this like Chaos Cat Killer guy, the guy with the little Garfield thing. Yeah, he was like, "Oh, you've never collected comics before Comicsgate." I was like, "Bro, I was buying comics well before Comicsgate, and I know quite a few people, and I've met quite a few comic book writers and artists before I even knew what the hell Comicsgate was." I bought the crossover of Mega Man and Sonic in 2014. Nobody knows what the fuck that is. These guys don't know what the fuck that is. And I've met the artists. I met all the creators of those two books, including the guy who drew it back in the day. He drew Mega Man back in the day, Matt Hearns. I met Matt Hearns. And I've met Kyle Higgins, the guy who now does Radiant Black.
Yeah, he does Radiant Black.
They're doing Power Rangers. So y'all want to sit there and talk about how I've never collected comics before? Fuck off. Because I've been collecting it way before you have. And even back when I was a child, I was reading comic books. And what was I reading? I was reading Superman, Spider-Man, and Spawn. And even like I said in my last video that I made today, I said, how many people watched the Spider-Man anime series, Spawn anime series, Justice League, and Batman, and then said, "Oh, I want to learn more about those characters. Let me go to a comic shop and pick up a comic book based on the character that I liked from any of those shows." And I'm sure plenty of people got into comics just from watching those cartoons that EVS says that nobody wants, right?
It makes no sense. 5K subs gets you a single 10-minute episode of Horseman. Yes, because animation is a lot of money. Eric's actually not lying about the animation costs a lot of money. And 10 minutes is actually pretty good considering the fact that if you have 5,000 people, you can get a full-length episode. What's the problem with that, Vaughn? 10K gets you a season. That's even better. Like, awesome. Give me more. That's the only thing that I criticize Eric on is he never actually said what the numbers were that he needed for members. I'm glad that he finally brought that up because, people generally like to reach a goal if they know the number of the goal. And he finally revealed that. So, I'm glad he did that, honestly.
Oh, by the way, you know why he's so mad about 5K subs? Because even if 5K subs of people paid in at $5, it would still have made more money than his last comic.
Yeah, no one reads this guy's books. He's like, oh, my fans like my books. Who? Name them. He'll never do it.
I know an individual named Sisres. He has read his books and said
we got one. We got one.
Like I said, he tells me he's just stay away from the drama stuff. And he's the same guy that said, "Oh, I'm sorry to my audience or my people that follow me on Twitter. I'm not going to do this Air July drama stuff anymore." Yeah. Here you are, and here you are right here still doing it.
A few months ago, this man had a paragraph saying, "I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not." Guys, that lasted for a day because his only interactions come from doing this. He's literally a worthless nobody. Sounds like begging for solid monthly income. First of all, there's no more. Oh my God. That's what, I'm not trying to be disrespectful here. That is what indie people do. They generally have to kind of like e-beg to get their projects funded, which is fine. I'm fully fine with promoting people and doing that. We call it like it is. But if you're going to say that Eric's begging, fine, if Eric is begging, then cancel all your campaigns. Fund them by yourself, you fucking worthless idiot. If Eric July is begging, cancel all your campaigns. Pay out of pocket then. Go get a job, you worthless bum. If he's begging, fund it yourself.
That's basically what I said about that tweet too. That's basically what I said about that tweet before.
Oh, I was begging. Fuck off. Good Lord. Jesus. This is a lot here. Oh my God. Yeah, there's a conspiracy theory. Lauren, Chen, and Eric. What the? These people are crazy, man. Oh, good old Teasel Spencer. Good old.
And that's the one. That's the tweet I told you about. That's the tweet I told you about. You gotta read that. Read that. Go ahead.
Oh, Teasel Spencer. He blocked me. Good. I blocked this guy too. Teasel Spencer is retarded on levels I don't even think life can understand. Does anyone think the people Eric July is shouting out and his independent creators you should check out are in any way adjacent to their ball washing and sucking off Eric July in some way? Vaughn, who was in the video, has never talked about Eric to us. He's mentioned them sometime in the group chat. He does like Eric. He does like that he got shouted out. But Vaughn barely talks about Eric at all. Rini doesn't really talk about him all that much. They've been on a show before, Most of the people on there barely talk to Eric. I don't know if they talk about behind the scenes, but they don't really talk about him as much. They're mostly focused on getting their work done.
But you know what? Mm-hmm. And when I talked about this in a video, I literally said these guys could have literally said something along the lines of, "Well, why didn't Eric shout out Chuck Dixon and Mike Barron?" And I said, now it's too late because I already gave you what you could have said, which would have made more sense. But now you can't say it anymore because I gave you the answer.
God.
No, but did you see the other one? Did you see the other one that he tweeted about? When
the one about Horseman, right?
One about Horseman?
Oh, Horseman. Yeah. Well, what was that one?
That was the one where he was like, "Oh, is it the most important Rippaverse project out there?" I don't know if he still has that tweet. That was funny.
Look, let me go. That was your most recent video, or the one before that, right? I think it's the one before that.
Well, I think it has Tizo in the thumbnail.
Oh, it always do. Yeah, those are always funny as fuck because that guy's trash. Good Lord, man.
Oh no, he gets mad.
He gets mad every time. He's mad at shape so hard. Oh my God.
Every time he's in the thumbnail. He's like, "Why does he keep putting me in the thumbnail?" Because you keep getting mad.
It was the one from
and you're part of the topic. That's kind of the point.
It was the 2 days ago one, right?
Yeah, whatever the last one was, I had him in the thumbnail where it says it says he's saying in the thumbnail he didn't shout out the creators I liked or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Right here. Oh, Eric July shouts out any Tiso. Yeah, okay, so it's this one. The one where he you had a title where he cups and sees, right? This one right here. Yeah. Yeah. Tiso had a tweet, guys, which was basically this: "I really, really, really want Eric July to fail so hard. I'm tired of people defending this nagger."
Bro, I remember that's not the first tweet he's said something like that. The first one he said was that Eric is the hardest R of the N-word was the first one he said.
Yeah. Oh, but you're right. He is the hardest R. Oh my God. And apparently these guys aren't racist, okay? Apparently they're not racist, right?
Now recently, I think it's somewhere in that video as well where he said that I was saying something racist, even though there was no slur in the sentence he's referring to. It was just me giving the Fraud Tony guy a name for him. I think it was before all that. I think it was just before that.
Let's see. It was
no, it's the same video. But it's just before that. It's before that.
There was one in this video where they were talking about the Dean Cain thing. Okay, so basically Horseman came 400K in sales as we know now.
tweeted today.
Yeah, and Dick Masterson
Student of God. You can get him a student of God.
Yeah, student of God. I think he tweeted out something that Dick Masterson had said to Dean Cain, and Dick Masterson was calling Dean Cain broke.
Broke, yeah. Yeah, I made fun of him. I said, bro, you could never buy a $4 million mansion like Dean Cain did. Dean Cain is worth
mentally deranged.
$10 million. And I was like, bro, he has more money than you make monthly. Like, what are you talking about?
These people are mentally deranged. Okay. And then here's another one. Katie did, guys. Listen to Katie did. I want to get a rope and hang myself. I'm not even kidding. She's actually just trash. Katie did is so fucking useless. There was the one clip Student of God put out where Eric, not Eric,
right
yeah, it's this one right here. Yeah, this
right
one.
There.
Oh my God, this is peak dog shit right here. Memberships are bad. A conversation about Rippaverse memberships and Dean Cain, despite Ethan Van Sciver having his own memberships for fans. Subscribe star, him and Shane cry. Yeah. Oh, good Lord. Oh my God. You ready to have your ears blown out? You ready for this?
Well, I did it today, so.
Oh God, please kill me now.
I think the 6-minute clip made me go on for about 15 minutes. I had so much to say about this dumb shit.
Oh God, I haven't watched it in full. I was watching John De La Rose EFAP it. People said it was really bad. I think someone said, MSK, you gotta go. This is
horrible. It was
holy
horrible.
Shit. And look at Shane right there being a worthless NPC because he has no coherent thoughts or independent thoughts of his own.
I'm a member for as little as $5. Appreciate you.
Oh no, they got mad. No, they got mad. Oh, no, here's the thing: they got mad. They're like, "Oh, it's only $5. What are they gonna do with $5?" I'm not even kidding. They say shit like that.
There's no way. There's no way they're that stupid. No way.
I'm serious. No, I'm serious. They say stuff like that.
Imagine like fucking. Okay, you literally hired Superman to sell memberships. Are you fucking kidding me?
Shane, you are fucking retarded. A lot of people know who Dean Cain is because he was Superman. So why would he not have a guy that played Superman? Dean Cain has denounced being a celebrity, but was a celebrity. Sell. Why would he not? Then later on, I think in this clip they say, "Well, man, can Gina Carano promote our books?" Talking about a former celebrity.
That's literally at like the 6-minute mark. It's like
God.
And the thing about
Shane,
it is,
shut the fuck up.
Eric is using the person he chose to voice act the character of the Horseman.
Yeah.
To promote the Horseman. It's like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
Shane, shut the fuck up, you NPC.
Yeah, it's like, oh, now you got him involved in this. It's like,
what's wrong with him being involved? Even let's just say he was. What's the problem with that? Give me a reason. He won't. But let me reason.
That is not cool. Become a member of Eric July's like Rippaverse fan for.
This guy begs for people to become a member of his channel every stream he's ever done. Every stream. He's still doing it now. He also asked to become a subscribe star. He asked you to become a backer. Being a backer is a supporter of his late comics he doesn't do at all because he chooses to stuff his face with pies or fucking cake or whatever the fuck this fat fuck eats every day. This fucking clown.
Cheers.
Guy probably eats a whole bowl of mashed potatoes by himself because he's that fucking fat.
You don't think, is Eric not giving them, like Eric is giving it to them in the butthole in every single way possible.
All right, hold on. Before he goes on, dude, I'm sorry. I'll just debunk this right now. Here, let's go to the Rippaverse website because we're both members, right? He says they give out nothing. Let's just go fact check that for the retards out there who are show us the proof. I'll show you the proof right now. I'm a member right now.
Oh no, I fact checked somebody. I fact checked somebody online. I was like, it gives you discounts on merch, free shipping at the higher levels. Even gives you a cover that's worth more than anything that EVS has sold in the aftermarket.
There you go, right here. So everyone says, "What do you get for being a member?" Wallpapers, latest copy of Rippazine, which right there itself makes it worth in and of itself good. Because he said there's dropping quarterly, so that's what, like 3 of them a year if they really choose to do it. Free, quarterly, basically free. So like free shipping. Okay. If you become a Ultra Mac, I think at this tier you get the that rare cover of Isomer 1. Yeah.
Which is worth more than anything that EVS has sold. You can sell from EVS on the aftermarket, which is what I said. The last sale I seen for that book was $400.
So for him to say, "Oh, what do you get, bro?" It's right here.
The thing is, these
literally,
guys,
if you
these
just
guys-
look at the website,
These guys are always willfully ignorant. I think they honestly know what it gives you. It's just they want to sound like it gives you nothing.
I mean, it's like, how
Just
much
wait for
more
it
does
to
Eric need to extract from these people?
you're the one to talk with your late campaigns. Okay, let's just do this recently because I won't just use the late campaign argument.
He
has
literally
Rainbow
came
the
out
Brute,
with
right?
I was gonna say he literally just came out with a Cyber Frog Blood Honey variant that was red.
Trump one.
Sorry, that was blue,
Yeah,
and used it to fluff Cyber Frog 3. Used it to increase the numbers of Cyber Frog 3. And it was interesting that John De La Rose actually pointed it out on his live stream yesterday, or whenever he did his last live stream, that Indiegogo tracks a new purchase. Even if it's the same person buying it, he tracks you as a new backer, even if you've already backed the campaign.
I'll do you one even better. Rainbow the Brute, because he just said right there, how much more are you going to extract from your audience? Guys, Rainbow the Brute's already been funded. So the people that already backed that book should already not only have their products right there, as Renan has, I know, he told us in the stream he backed it, he should already have his product right now. But then EVS goes on, I'm going to make Rainbow the Brute action figures, gay, worthless action figures nobody cares about. That's useless. He spends all this money on action figures nobody cares about. People in this scene can barely get books out. This man's wanting action figures. Stupid line of thinking. Then has the nerve to ask for more money in a campaign that is already funded and ended. Talk about extracting money from viewers. What are you talking about, you fucking clown? You're stupid.
His Rainbow the Brute action figures cost $5 more for an unknown IP versus Cyberfrog.
Keep in mind what we just said there. On a project that's already funded, if you already backed that campaign, you should already have your stuff by now. So what's he doing? He's more money for stupid toys nobody wants.
And if you go, what's even worse is that if you go to the Rainbow the Brute campaign, it says that he will be done with the book by the end of August. It is now September.
It's September 14th.
And it's the middle of September. And
yes. Yeah, we're almost in September.
Where is it?
Oh my God. Disingenuous to the God Lord, man.
It's like for nothing, for absolutely nothing at this point. You become a member of the Rippaverse, and then what the hell do you get? What does he give?
Just prove what we get. You free shipping, Ripazine, wallpapers, all this shit. Which you can look up right now for yourself, but you don't because you're just a fat, disingenuous, worthless piece of shit.
Give you for that.
Somehow, look, they call, and we've been called grifters, okay? But this is the ultimate grift. You're literally...
Shane, oh my God. How in the world could Eric be grifting people if they're getting what they're paying for, you fucking worthless lapdog? He's just a bitch. He's just a worthless... Shut the fuck up.
You're paying Superman to beg
you're only not even a minute in.
Make commercials to sell you a comic.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Oh my God, famous people. Oh my goodness. Concept of life. Famous person, people know, asks you to buy product, people do. Almost as if like that's just how it works in marketing. You get a famous person to push your products. What? Shane, shut up.
I told you it gets worse.
I mean, it really is bad.
There's 5 more minutes of this. Holy crap, my brain's about to go out of my skull.
Like
it's gonna be bad.
Have you seen Eric like lately with the he's sitting there with what's his name, heel versus babyface?
Yeah.
Sitting there going over this.
Have you seen Shane on these streams? Shane just this guy acts the same way every single day, 24/7.
I'll give Shane credit. At least he's drawing.
At least he does do his work. I will give him
drawing. He's usually drawing when he's just sitting there. Something that Ethan is not doing.
Things like Eric's in the state of Western animation. I think it's an excuse to sell them Megamax.
Let's just say it was. Who cares? Who gives a fuck?
He's really obsessed with the word Mac. And in my video, I was like, you should probably look up what the word Mac means before you try to make fun of it.
Like, guys, Shane is an irrelevant loser who tried to stir up drama at some sort of like Chicago Comic-Con earlier this year and got just nobody cared. He's just a fucking worthless follower. That's all he is. He's just a follower. He has no actual thought of doing his own. He just copies whatever EVS does. He's like a little brother that copies the big brother because he has no identity for himself. That's what he is.
Mac, just And every time he says Mega Mac, I think it's mac and cheese.
So funny, Shane. Oh my god, so funny. So funny. Oh my god. Sorry, where was that? Where we at? We're at a minute? I think it's sorry about that.
Versus Babyface.
Yeah.
Sitting there going over this.
I think it's and every time he says Mega Mac, I think it's mac and cheese.
I don't know for sure.
No, that's where we were. We just read.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah, we're gonna save comics. It's like no
one ever said that. You guys parroted that. Eric never said he was going to save comics at all. Keep in mind, I've even said this on my Iron Man podcast too. Eric can't save comics. No one can really. The industry is, trash as it is, and it's probably going to be trash for a very long time. No one's saving comics. That's no one's goal. You can't do that. And none of you in this camp are. None of you are saving comics.
CG model though. That was the CG model that was saved. Comics.
Originally, yes, yeah, but the books are late. No one cares for them. Keep in mind, no one reads their books either. He always says people don't care about Rippaverse stuff. No one cares about your stuff either, Ethan. No one reads that shit. Who reads Cyberfrog? Who talks about Cyberfrog? A shitty ripoff character and no one knows or cares about. Yeah.
We're going to save animation. We're going to burn.
That's never said. That's never said at all. You just lied.
Burn down Hollywood.
There's a lot of that.
We're going to do this and that. We just need.
Wait,
oh my god. Oh my god. People have aspirations. Oh my god. People have aspirations and they talk a big game. Oh my god. Crazy.
For money to be able to do it, not just to make a cartoon, but we need to destroy the corrupt woke.
Aren't you asking people to fund Rainbow the Brute for action figures? For a campaign that's already done? Asking for more money?
That's not even out. That's over 4 years late.
Took the words out of my mouth.
For an unknown IP, and again, it costs more than the Cyberfrog toys did. Keep in mind, the Cyberfrog toys were $40. The Rainbow the Brute ones are $45.
Governs Hollywood. We can do that together, Shane. It's like you guys. It'd be good if they just said, "Could you give us some money so we can make another cartoon?" We like our cartoons. Do you?
No, you got to buy the membership. You got to buy the membership like it's a charity.
The memberships fund the animation, like you use the money to fund your books. By that logic, then fund your books on your own. Take off memberships on your channel, both of you. Didn't Shane earlier this year lose his YouTube channel and begged for it to come back?
Yes.
If that's true, Shane, fund your books yourself then. We know you can't because you're broke. You fucking loser.
Like, almost like he's trying to treat it like feeding.
Just wait for it.
Somebody should actually do a cut of Eric July and then cut to Ethiopians with flies crawling on them. And you need to donate to the Mega Mac or Horseman Animation.
Horseman Animation. Donate to Mega Mac, and then they will make more of those ear-splitting.
Yeah, because that's the only tier on the memberships is just the highest membership one, right?
That's actually,
obviously.
The highest is actually Ultra.
Eyeball gouging.
The Mega Mac is $20.
That we just looked at. We saw one of it. That was, by the way, Shane, that was the pilot. Did you know that?
Oh, here comes the next.
It looked pretty good. It looked pretty good.
Just wait for the next joke.
The pilot. That's a fucking airplane crash. That's.
I haven't seen a pilot like that since Muhammad Atta.
A 9/11 joke
would be a great start. So please help us make it happen. Head over to Rippaverse.com.
A lot of people say that the Rippaverse animation is bad, but never can tell you why is it bad specifically. Because they're supposed to be the experts in comics, right? Tell me specifically why it's bad. They can't. They're just jealous, coping, seething losers.
And become a member for as little as $5.
Here it comes.
Wait,
how is $5 going to help make animation? By the way,
not. I guess it's enough people. I mean,
I told you. I told you. They said it. I told you.
Like, why do you?
I'm sorry. I'm spoiling it. I've seen this already.
Make commercials. Yeah, isn't that interesting? So the animation. Well, no. Yeah, it is. It's
Should the product
my brain is just wow. Wow.
I told you it only gets worse.
This trash cast show is it's just trash. There's no cast. It's just awful.
Paying for the commercials at this point?
Yeah.
Just wait for the
I
hypocrisy to come
mean,
next.
I don't know. Like, look, I had a
Here it
little bit of
comes.
animation done for Inglorious Rex 3. It's really not all that expensive.
Oh my god, my heart! I might just. Fucking idiot! What the
It's like, well, I have an animation for my book.
fuck?
I told you it gets worse.
Shane, stop!
And there's
dude,
still 2 more minutes of
please.
this.
Like EVS, dude, EVS believes his own bullshit, but Shane is so fucking retarded. Oh my god. I have animation done for Inglorious Rex, and it's cheap.
His
This
current
guy was
book,
just pitching
his
about
current
$5
book.
for a membership being too much and extracting more for viewers.
And using animation, and using animation you use to promote a book. Yes, because you're doing the same thing.
I have animation done for my thing, and it's done cheap. Well, dude, this is color me shocked and bend me over and fuck me twice. Maybe Eric's doing the same thing. Holy shit! You cracked the code, Shane. You're not retarded. You're just stupid.
Expensive. But I did have a friend approach me wanting to do it, and he gave me like a buddy price. He just wanted to do it. I don't. Then
And why didn't you do it? Oh wait,
No, he
you didn't
did.
have
No,
any.
he did. No, he did do it.
Releasing it.
No,
Eric-
he did do it.
Doing
He said
isn't
he
like
did do
lead
it.
or anything.
He said he actually has an animation for Inglorious Rex 3.
Commercial for the product, and you do have good business. And I know I'm not Eric, but good business is you're taking some of your profits and you're reinvesting in your company. But
Oh, fuck my heart. Shane, shut up. Shane, shut up. You sound so stupid. You're fucking dumb. What do you think he's done since ISOM number 1?
I told you it gets worse.
Holy shit. Please, my brain. It can't handle it. Shane, shut up. You're so trash.
I told you it gets worse,
To
man.
impress Daddy EVS. I have to go even more retarded.
So you notice 2 things he just mentioned that Eric already does, that he also
Oh.
does.
What? Oh,
I don't have any good business sense until I say exactly the same thing that Eric does with his business.
and also do the same thing that Eric does. What is Shane's purpose for this? Shut up. Oh my.
But remember, he'll sit there and cry about me putting him in degrading thumbnails.
Oh, my heart. Okay. All right, there's 2 more minutes of this. There's got to be more bangers
Just-
in here.
There are.
people just to donate $5 and invest in his company.
Yeah, I mean,
Just wait.
it does. I don't know. It doesn't sound good to me. Like it doesn't really make that much.
He has nothing to say, bro. Like,
Hold on. Wait a minute.
oh, it just doesn't sound good to me.
Shane just said the same shit he's doing is the same thing that Eric is doing, and EVS just said, I don't think it's a good idea. Bro, EVS, the guy right under him, which is what Shane is, right under EVS, we're being honest here, metaphorically speaking, and literally, said he's doing the same thing Eric's doing, and EVS, that's how you know he's just a disingenuous hack loser who has always been Jeff Johns' fucking water boy. Shane just said what he's doing right there. He just did nothing, said nothing.
I literally called EVS when he came into my live stream. I said, "Oh, look, it's great value, Jeff Johns." And he didn't like that very much.
Oh shit! There's the reason why Jeff Johns is at Image Comics right now doing Ghost Machine, and this guy's in his basement talking about a black guy every single day, 24/7, 365 days a year, 7 days a week.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Also, Dean Cain said horsemen.
Yeah, that's not right.
Man. It's horseman. Horseman. Dean. Horseman.
You should know the name of your character. It's not Superman. It's Superman. It's not horse.
Okay, what are you,
Oh.
the grammar police? Fuck off.
Listen, the next banger is going to come in about the next
Horseman.
10 to 15 seconds.
Horseman. Everybody knows this. I've made it clear. I think I'm the number 1 person to talk about horsemen on the internet.
Just wait.
So yeah, like listen to us from now on. it is kind of embarrassing that Dean Cain is doing this. Trying to hawk.
So listen to us from now on.
Just listen to us from now on. Isn't that the holy shit? This is exactly what this guy has criticized for years ago, where he was talking about the mainstream media and having only people listen to them as far as like what they want to spew as a narrative. He's doing the same thing on Trash Guys. He just said, well, listen to us from now on. Isn't that kind of biased that you wouldn't want someone to go out of their way to look for other sources of information and only just come to you?
The next banger comes up in 40 seconds.
I mean,
God, kill me now.
I mean, maybe there's a big deal in it for him later on.
I'm gonna get Terry Hatcher to hawk mine. What do you think of that?
Get Gina Carano to push a little cyberprog.
Woo! Woo! Shit!
Just wait.
Oh my God! Holy!
They're doing crack! They're doing crack!
And this guy's sitting right there. Shane, shut up, please.
You'll figure out which
Holy
one comes up with the. You'll figure
We're on
out which one comes up with the idea for this.
We're on a stream, and he's mad that Dean Cain is promoting Eric's book, being a former celebrity that Dean Cain is, and just advocated that Gina Carano, who is also a former celebrity, pushing Glorious. Oh my God, shut up, Shane.
Not Inglorious. Not Inglorious. You'll find out which one.
Later on.
I'm gonna get Terry Hatcher to hawk mine. What do you think of that?
Get Gina Carano to push a little cyberprog. Nice up there. Got Heather Swain, Diary of Heather Swain Guild.
No. It's not. It just you gotta give it 9 more seconds.
Bro,
You gotta give it 9 more
I don't know how
seconds.
you do this every day, but this is so trash. Dude, I literally watched this guy gaslight some bullshit to people and then wants the same thing for a different celebrity.
You gotta wait 9 more seconds. It's gonna get worse.
I thought you were going to get better. Holy shit.
Ooh.
No. Just
Yeah,
wait.
if I get Gina Carano to do the voice of Heather Swain, then she will also tell people to back my subscribe star and join the channel.
So get a celebrity, get a former celebrity to voice act the character to push a membership. Everything he just criticized Eric for doing
You
at
know
the
what's even
beginning
worse
of the
about that,
video.
that I just thought of? It's even worse. Does he know where Gina Carano's tied to? She's tied to all those people he calls zeros.
Zeros.
So he wants someone tied to quote unquote zeros to promote his. What a disingenuous, fat, worthless bum.
Exactly.
Maybe have her do some voiceover for Heather Swain. What are you gonna pay her, Ethan, in McDonald's McDoubles?
He's gonna pay her in apple pies.
He's gonna pay her in
McDonald's.
McDoubles and double cheeseburgers.
No, he's gonna pay her in McDonald's apple pies.
Oh,
I told you it gets worse.
This might have been the greatest video I've ever seen. Potentially, it's in the top 100. Holy crap! The last thing I want to show you guys here for this video. Okay, I can't show that because that's in the group chat, so I can't show that. But I want to show this, and this goes to show you the epitome of the audience that he's what's the word? Accumulating right here. This comment right here. This is just retarded beyond belief. This is about Eric July. He says he literally just needs to hire one good writer. Like, whoa, hold on. It's about Chuck Dixon, Mike Barron. He needs to hire one good writer, but he hasn't had one yet.
Saska Sisters.
A line art guy and an inker.
A line art guy. Oh, you mean Joe Bennett?
Line art guy. Yeah. An inker. You mean every single person that's inked on every book that's ever been made for them so far?
Like Kanan White, how he just did line art for Circa in the River Zine #2.
Quit hiring all these wannabe influencers. They're hiring like Pokimane and influencer. What? Who are they hiring for influencers?
So Chuck Dixon's an influencer, I guess. Joe Bennett's an influencer.
E-celebs.
Conrad, Mike Barron, Saska Sisters.
E-celeb. Who you talking? I mean, technically, I guess the Saska Sisters are E-celebs to a certain extent. I guess, but that's your only.
No,
That's like debatable,
No.
I guess.
they're not e-celebs. They were actual directors and actors.
Yeah. Like, I'll
And then
say
they
as far
worked
as,
for
like, if you wanted
Marvel.
to stretch that one out. Like, I was like, even that you
Okay,
can't
all right.
really. Yeah, if you're trying to stretch that one out, like, you can't. Like, what e-celeb? Who? And start hiring someone whose writing is good. So you admit it's right there, Chuck Dixon on there.
So
okay.
again, you just disregarded Chuck Dixon, Joe Bennett.
Yeah.
Chuck Dixon, Mike Barron, and the Soskas. Which, by the way, people are saying Eric's writing has gotten better since ISO 1, and there are people saying that Saoirse is actually his best written book.
Salvage PI was really well written.
I like Salvage PI. Yeah.
I actually reread it because I got to do the Rippaverse review I told you I'm gonna do. It was pretty good. It's still pretty good. Yeah. The people behind Horseman are.
That's the one writing thing that Eric did that EVS will not review.
It's true. Because he knows that if he reviews it, he has to eat his words about Eric not ever improving or becoming a good businessman, as he says. The people behind Horseman are good artists. This is automatically knows how people are these are just either disingenuous trolls or this is the audience that he wants. The people behind Horseman are good artists. Chuck Dixon is not an artist. You buffoon. You moron.
He's
a writer. It's a terrible concept. Actually, okay. There's this street character everyone knows, okay? His name is Daredevil. He's blind and he fights crime. He's blind and he fights crime. That sounds kind of stupid.
What's that other one that has a skull on his chest that actual police officers copied? It starts with Runisher. It rhymes with Runisher.
Runisher, yeah. Yeah, there's this kid whose parents got killed in an alley and he started dressing up like a bat and running around rooftops
with no powers.
Yeah, there's also this character who can talk to fish. There's a character called Hawkman where if he dies, he reincarnates in another person's body. What the fuck are we talking about here? Most superheroes are like silly in concept, if we're being honest here. The only one that's arguably terrible concept would be like Kite Man or like a character
Plastic Man.
Yeah, someone like that. That'd be a terrible concept. What the fuck? And right here's where we're gonna cap it all off. The end all be all to show that he has a grudge against Eric July. He has no imagination. Then how is the Rippaverse even here, EVS? Ethan.
Oh no! Oh wait, no. I mean, I'll finish it off for you. The guy who says that someone has no imagination is the same guy who created Cyberfrog because the Ninja Turtles were popular in the 90s.
Eric has no imagination. How is the Rippaverse even a company, you fat retard?
We want to talk about no imagination. This is the same guy who tweeted out that he created Cyberfrog in the 90s because the Ninja Turtles were popular in the 90s. Meanwhile, the whole concept of Cyberfrog is literally Battletoads. And Battletoads is still more relevant than Cyberfrog. And they came out around the same era.
The other part, and Rippaverse is a retarded concept. Yeah, because All Caps Comics isn't. Right? There's a book he has, it's apparently that may come out by the time I find my dad. Is a character called Fearsome.
Or
Rainbow the Brute.
Which was a copy of Rainbow Bright.
It doesn't matter who he hires, it'll be shit. Okay, so he's just shitting on Chuck Dixon right there. Right there.
And Chuck Dixon's a better writer than you'll ever be. Nobody talks about your writing, EVS. They talk about your
unless
art.
you're about B.A. Turner.
And by the way, your art only looks great because of Kyle Ritter. If Kyle Ritter's colors were not there to support your line work would be shit. Because at least if I go look at an artist, but it's, by the way, it really hurts your feelings and it makes you very butthurt when I tell you that Joe Ball is a better artist than you. Which people hail Joe Ball as the Kentaro Muro of the Western world.
His art really does look good. I hope his book eventually.
And even a guy that you have been shitting on by the name of John Dillard is a much better artist than you, and is going to make a more successful campaign than you.
Dillard's about to get paid.
Dillard's about to get paid his 40% real big. Which, by the way, Yellow Flash's book again hired a better cover artist with Matt Barr.
Right here, so everyone says he's never talked bad about
and Rainey too.
The part where people always say he's never talked bad about Chuck Dixon. right here he does. He doesn't say his name, but you know who he's talking about. It doesn't matter who he hires, who's on Horseman in this thread,
and
it'll
and
be
he says
shit.
it doesn't matter who he hires. So he just shitted on Joe Bennett, Mike Barron, Will Conrad, Saska Sisters, and Chuck Dixon. Because those are the people he hired.
All of them. So all the people Eric hired, actually.
All 4 of them are veterans, by the way, of the comic book industry, especially Chuck Dixon and Mike Barron and Joe Bennett.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
Imagine it's a interesting thing that LG has brought up before. Imagine being the guy who's looked up to certain writers and artists like Chuck Dixon and Mike Barron, and then you get the flex on people saying, "I work with those guys now." Imagine that.
This right here. Zach doesn't know how bad Rippaverse has gotten.
You mean like those 14 campaigns that he has that are unfulfilled?
You mean Zach, the same guy who's been spurting out about FNT and Mahler and Eric for the last and Critical Drinker for the last
same guy who's had 14 campaigns that are late.
The same guy right now. That guy, your boy, whatever his name is, I like to call him Diversity in Comics. Your boy Zach sounds like some cringe ghetto black name. That guy, Diversity in Comics, right there. He has a campaign literally called Right Now. So creative, Ethan, right? Comic book, the comic book. Really? That's how Diversity in Comics has gotten with his creatively. Comic book, the comic book. Really?
Also, that's a stupid fucking question he's asking there, by the way. Zach, there's a giant watermark in the middle of the page so you don't steal it, you fucking moron. That's why the watermark is there. You should probably learn something about trademarks and copyright as to why there's a giant Rippaverse fucking logo right in the center of the goddamn page. You fucking moron.
Of course, he wouldn't know that. He wouldn't know that because Diversity in Comics can never get his books out ever at all. Even though he took time off to get them done, but now doesn't have them done actually. And yeah. So
and
those were.
And what was he out doing? He was at a Phillies game with Jabba the Cook. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Instead of finishing your 6 or 7 late campaigns.
I just that's what EVS is. He's also trying to be the next co-host for Dick's show, the fattest problem in the universe, the biggest retard in the universe, whatever that show's called. I don't watch
the same individual who literally was trying to get the name the biggest PDF files in the universe. That one. He turned that into a joke, by the way.
Like
people did a meme of him and Vito with them with their meme penciled faces that said the biggest PDF files in the universe. And he's like, can we get that as a joke shirt? Can we get that as a shirt? It doesn't matter, Sean. It don't care about the fucking money, Sean. Yeah.
Speaking of a guy that wants to gouge his customers, this is the last poster cover, the last one where he's like, Eric is just got $5 for a comic book reprint. He was really going off about the $5 sale. Ethan, how do you feel about people that bought that original Trump cover having this one come out? This is the same shit. This is the same thing, except it's a blue color palette. The same thing.
The green one and the red one. It's like he did a Mass Effect ending.
That's it. So, yeah, man, anything else you want to bring up before we close out the video, actually?
Actually, I think we're all good here.
Yeah.
Just know that he's an a-hole. He's down there bringing down the losers, the same people he's been trying to bring down forever, apparently, that are still not giving a shit what he has to say.
Yeah. Ethan is trash. Nothing he says means anything. That guy lies so much. I don't even know what is true. I don't even know what he says is true anymore. You know? I just believe everything he says is a lie. He's just disingenuous to the point where it's like, dude, you even think what your favorite ice cream is. I wouldn't even believe you, honestly. Maybe his favorite meal is the McDouble and the double cheeseburger he gets at McDonald's every single time because Lord knows he's not working on his comic book. Oh, shit. Well, yeah, thank you guys for checking out this video. We'll try and do this, every now and again whenever we have the free time when enough Detractor stuff, comes up, actually. like I said before, check out Renowned Zero's channel, linked in the description box below, and follow him on Twitter. And this, like I say, always say, if you're a returning viewer or new viewer, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King. We're signing out, guys. See